Live. Yeah. Live. We're live.
We are.
Yes, thank you. Sweet. Oh no, I think it's gonna get dark. Hi you guys. Sorry for the technical difficulties. We're live. We are live. That's just the joy of live theater. Things go wrong. Okay, so thank you so much for tuning in, and thank you so much for your patience. I'm Kaylin Jones.
We're live.
Oh, my bad. I'm Kaylin Jones. I am the playwright and the director for tonight's show, A Beautiful Death on 34th and 5th. As you hopefully know, tonight's performance is completely free, but we will be accepting donations. The donations will be given to two great causes, one being the Minnesota Freedom Fund, which is a bail fund for protesters in Minnesota, and the other cause is the George Floyd Memorial Fund, sorry. So you've waited enough, so without further ado, we will get started. Okay, so A Beautiful Death on 34th and 5th, a play in 2 acts by Kaylin Jones. It is loosely based on the suicide of Evelyn McHale. Cast of characters: Elizabeth Macy, 23, female, the beauty of old Hollywood glamour trapped in a middle-class bookkeeper. Smart, manipulative, dark, and perhaps a bit twisted, lost. A Black woman who passes for white. Helen Macy, mid to late 40s, female, genuine, all things done with a good intention. Loving and motherly, dips into harmful stereotypes of the mammy/the help when needed. Mother of Elizabeth, Black. Barry Rhodes, 23, male, handsome, sweetheart, genuinely good and pure. Naive, walks with a slight limp caused by a childhood ear infection. Elizabeth's fiancé, white. Delilah Graves, 20s, female, beautiful, outspoken, intelligent, in love, jealous, ahead of her time, Black. Scene: Elizabeth's living room in her Manhattan apartment. Time: November 1946 to May 1st, 1947. Act 1, Scene 1. Setting: the living room of the standard 1940s New York apartment. On stage left, there's a door which leads off stage into the kitchen/entrance and exit of the apartment. Up stage left, there's a door leading to Helen's room, though it is never used. On stage right, there's another door that leads off stage into Elizabeth's bedroom. Downstage right, there's a fireplace. Most importantly, there's a window in the background to the right with a very clear view of the Empire State Building. There's a couch and a coffee table. Other items in the space should include a record player, a bookshelf, and whatever else to make the space look lived in. At Rise, November 1946. There's 1920s music by Black musicians, fun and festive, playing on the record player. Helen walks into the living room with the laundry basket. She sits on the couch and begins to fold, humming to herself. Delilah enters from the kitchen a little while later, carrying 2 glasses. She goes over and sits next to Helen.
Let me help you with that.
Baby, I've got it. You're a guest here. I'm not trying to put you to work.
No, ma'am. My grandmother raised me better than that.
She slides the basket so that it's in between them, grabbing something to fold.
It's no trouble at all. Now, if you were asking me to cook something, then I might just have to go on home.
One of these days, I'm going to teach you how to cook if it's the last thing I do.
Now, why would I want to learn how to cook?
What you mean, why would you want to learn how to cook? You want a husband, don't you? Don't cook for that man and see what happens. He's going to find himself another woman and she'll cook for him all right.
Hell, if she cooks for him, maybe she'll cook for me too.
You ain't right, Delilah.
And what about me?
What about you?
You're talking about this husband of mine, which is never going to happen. I need to eat too, don't I?
Girl, I'm not worried about you. You sitting right here with me, folding these clothes. As much as you in this apartment, I know you eating good because I'm the one feeding you.
So why do I need a husband then?
You shouldn't talk like that.
Like what?
Talking about you don't want no husband.
What? I don't. You know this, Miss Helen.
Everybody needs somebody.
I have school. I have my work. I have you.
You have me.
Yes, ma'am. You're the second closest thing I have to a mother since my grandmother died. Who else would feed my behind if it weren't for you?
Child, you don't need me. You need a man. What you want with me when you can have a man?
What can a man give me that you can't, Miss Helen?
Child, that's another talk for another day.
But you've never been married.
And I wouldn't wish that on nobody.
Then why don't you?
Why don't I what?
Get married.
Baby, I'm too old.
Says who? What, you're in your 40s? Look at you. You still have such a beautiful face and a beautiful soul to match. Any man would be lucky to have you.
Says me. All the good men my age have to be married by now, child. Why wouldn't they be? You a man my age and not married? That's a sign from God himself to stay away.
Well, you're the strongest woman I know, Miss Helen.
It's not about being strong, Delilah. I've been in love once, maybe twice even. And I don't even think I was meant to fall in love no third time. I'm grateful to have those 2 times. I don't take them for granted, but I like my life the way it is.
Tell me about them.
No.
Why not?
Girl, don't go asking me no why not. Ain't nothing worth telling anyhow.
I just want to know, that's all. We're just talking, having a conversation between us girls about how men are no good.
There's something all right. You still need a husband, though.
But you're happy like this.
My daddy was lynched when I was a little girl, and my mama's spirit broke because of it. It's paradise next to some of the things I've seen this lifetime, child. I wouldn't trade it for the world.
They fall silent, continuing to fold.
I never did ask. How have you been, Miss Helen?
Oh, I'm all right. Got a little pain in my knees, but the Lord let me open my eyes this morning. Nothing greater than that.
You need to take something for that pain.
You know I don't believe in that stuff. All I need is prayer, baby. Prayer and some faith that the Lord will deliver. Ever since Elizabeth's incident, I don't keep it in the apartment. Neither does she.
Does she seem okay to you?
With Bess, you never be able to tell. But I guess she's all right, yeah.
How long has it been? Has it been 2 years already?
2 years, a month, and 16 days.
You remember to the date.
Let me tell you something. You don't ever forget pulling your child out from under the water and sticking your fingers down her throat to get the Venerol out. She took so many of them pills, it's a miracle she wasn't dead when I found her.
I'm surprised you didn't take her down to Mount Sinai.
Just so they could put her with the crazy folk? My Bess ain't crazy. I wasn't gonna let them take my baby from me.
Well, she seems to be doing better.
Ever since Barry came along, I guess you could say she's doing pretty okay. I don't think he even knows about her incident.
Delilah gives up. After a while, the song changes to I Found a New Baby by Ethel Waters. Helen begins to rock and hum along.
Is this your song, Miss Helen?
You should have seen me about 20 years ago or so down at the Sugar Cane Club before Bess was born. Let me tell you this. I found a new baby, a sweet honey boy.
My fashion plate baby has thrilled me with joy.
Delilah, what you know about Ethel Waters?
I grew up with good taste.
I know I claim you as my child for good reason.
I know you had those boys knocking each other down to dance with you. Show me what you got, Miss Helen.
Helen starts singing along once again. She gets up from the sofa and dances, enjoying herself. Delilah happily cheers her on, occasionally singing along until Helen pulls her up to her feet. They dance and sing together.
Oh, careful with your knees.
Don't worry about me dancing like that. You must have them boys lining up and down Harlem.
Well, just because I don't want a man doesn't mean they aren't coming.
They laugh as a third woman enters through the kitchen. This is Elizabeth Macy. She purposely keeps her left hand hidden in her coat pocket. She watches unseen by Delilah and Helen. She is not amused.
Glad to see you two are having a good evening.
She startles Delilah and Helen. The mood dies.
Child, you scared me.
Sorry.
She turns to Delilah.
Delilah,
Elizabeth.
How's Mr. Barry?
you don't have to call him Mr. He isn't here.
Okay, well, how's Barry?
He's fine.
That's good. Did you enjoy the movie?
Yes.
What movie did you guys see?
Anchors Away.
Oh, the Gene Kelly, Frank Sinatra movie.
That's the one.
Came out last year, didn't it?
They showed it again.
You're being awfully short tonight, Elizabeth.
Maybe I'm not in the mood to have company for once. Is that too much to ask? To not have guests in my own apartment?
Girls.
It is getting awful late, Delilah. Shouldn't you be heading home now?
Elizabeth.
Delilah gathering her things.
It's okay, Miss Helen. She's right. I should be going. But thank you for the night. It was fun. I needed that.
You're welcome, baby. Sorry it had to be cut short.
Delilah goes over to hug Helen.
It's okay. Good night.
Good night. Get home safe.
Delilah goes up to Elizabeth.
Good night to you too, Elizabeth. Maybe you'll be in a better mood when I see you again.
They hug, even though Elizabeth's left hand remains in her pocket. When they pull away, Delilah's hand lingers a little too long on Elizabeth's.
Good night, Delilah.
Delilah exits. When she's gone, Elizabeth audibly exhales and relaxes. Helen turns off the music, disappointed.
Beth,
I don't want to hear it tonight, Mama.
you don't need to talk to Delilah like that. It's a wonder why that girl even still comes around here still. The way you treat her sometimes.
Elizabeth, not listening, takes her left hand out of her pocket and looks at it.
If that's how you treat your best friend, then I must not have raised you right. If you was my best friend, I wouldn't put up with it. You just get in these moods sometimes, and you treat people something horrible. Now, I love you, but Elizabeth Frances Macy, are you listening to me?
Wordlessly, Elizabeth turns again to face Helen, and she shows her the engagement ring on her finger.
Oh my goodness, Barry proposed?
I'm afraid so.
Oh my goodness, Beth, let me look at it good and up close. Wow. Oh, Beth, baby, I'm so happy for you. Thank you, Jesus.
She hugs Elizabeth. Elizabeth hardly reciprocates.
Mama, please.
I'm sorry. I just can't believe it. My baby girl's getting married. How did he ask? I ain't never seen a ring this pretty before.
It was nothing out of the ordinary, really. Barry got down on one knee, pulled out a ring, and just sort of asked.
Baby girl, I'm going to need some more details than that. Start from the beginning. Where were y'all? What was said? That sort of thing. You know, a girl only gets engaged once. You'll never forget this sort of moment. I'm telling you.
Well, we had just left the movies, Barry and I, and the weather was nice, so we decided to go for a stroll, just the two of us. We ended up in Central Park. Out of nowhere, he stopped me and he goes, "Say, Eliza, do you think I could move like Gene Kelly?" Before I even had the chance to answer, he just starts flailing so ridiculously. And he's no Gene Kelly with his leg and all, I can tell you that much. And well, I couldn't stop laughing, and neither could he. And then Barry just stopped and looked at me with the most peculiar look. I swear I could see his heart right there in his eyes. I asked him if there was something wrong. Marry me. That's how he said it. Just marry me. It wasn't much of a question. He got down on one knee. He pulled out a little black box, ring and all. Poor Barry, he was so nervous he nearly dropped the thing. He starts going through this entire speech he had prepared about how much he loves me and how he wants to spend the rest of his life with me, I presume, but I couldn't really hear him. because I just blurted it out. I said yes, and I started crying.
You cried?
It's not what you think.
Well, what do you mean?
I should have told him no.
Why would you do that? Don't you love him? Well, I can only assume you love him. He's the only one you've allowed to ever stay around this long.
Barry is Barry.
But you do love him.
Yes, but not in the way that he deserves. You know that.
Y'all seem so happy together.
In a way, we are, yes.
Baby, it's just the nerves getting to you.
Helen goes in to tuck Elizabeth's hair behind her ear. Elizabeth swats her hand away.
I am not nervous.
Then Bess, baby, what is it?
Barry is a good person, a good man. Has it not occurred to you he has no idea what he's doing? No clue the kind of woman that he's asking to spend the rest of his life with.
I think you deserve all the happiness in the world, Bess. I really do.
That's not what I asked.
This is so good for you. Why'd you want to throw it away?
Because it's not just about me.
Bess.
No, do not Bess me right now. What? Am I supposed to keep playing this character for the rest of my life? Huh? When does it end? Because if I marry him, it doesn't end.
No one forced you to say yes, Elizabeth.
No, they didn't, but I'm not going to be the one responsible for breaking Barry's heart. He doesn't deserve it. He wanted a wife. He's getting one. You wanted to marry me off. I'm going to be. It's a win-win for everyone.
Is that what you think? That I just wanted to marry you off?
Is that not what you wanted?
No, baby, never.
So if I came back here tonight, told you that I turned down Barry's marriage proposal without explanation, that would have been okay with you.
Well, I would have been a little disappointed, but
and we wouldn't have won at that, would we?
Bess, Elizabeth, please.
You have nothing to worry about, Mama. I'm going to be Mrs. Bartholomew Rhodes. Maybe you'll even be allowed to come to the wedding.
Elizabeth storms towards her room. She stops at the door.
And please don't tell Delilah. I want to tell her myself.
She slams the door behind her. Dejected, Helen goes to the sofa and grabs Elizabeth's folded clothes. She takes them and leaves a neat little pile outside of Elizabeth's door. She hesitates as if she wants to knock. Sighing, Helen goes for the kitchen instead, exiting. Scene 2, at Rise, nighttime. Elizabeth is dreaming. In a nightgown, she walks out of her bedroom into the living room. She goes over to the window, staring at the Empire State Building in the distance.
I felt a funeral in my brain, and mourners to and fro kept treading, till it seemed that sense was breaking through. And when they all were seated, a service like a drum kept beating, till I thought my mind was going numb. And then I heard them lift a box and creak across my soul with those same boots of lead again. Then space began to toll. As all the heavens were a bell, and being but an ear, and I, and silence, some strange race, wrecked, solitary, here. And then a plank in reason broke, and I dropped down, and hit a world at every plunge, and finished knowing. Then
Elizabeth turns from the window, dancing and swaying alone around her living room.
I felt a funeral in my brain, and mourners to and fro kept treading, till it seemed that sense was breaking through. Lies. Lies. Nothing but lies. Who am I? What am I? Chameleon, shapeshifter, trickster, liar, ill. I don't want to, Mama, but you have to. In between, lurking right under their noses. Fools, little girl, lost, confused. Who am I? What am I? Outsider, traitor, anything you want me to be, anything you need me to be. Liar. I don't want to. I don't want to. I don't want to. And when they all were seated, a service like a drum kept beating, till I thought my mind was going numb. Perversions, sin, sinner, helpless, inhumane, sick. I'm not sick. Love isn't sick. Love is love is love. It cannot be killed or swept aside. Love wins, perverted. The forbidden fruit. Secrets, right under their noses. Fools, wrong, closeted, confined. Don't ask, don't tell. Out. I want to be out. I want to be free. Set me free. Perversions, forbidden, sin, sick. I'm not sick. Love is patient. Love is kind until it is denied. I want you. I want you. I want you. And then I heard them lift a box and creak across my soul with those same boots of lead again. Then space began to toll. As all the heavens were a bell, and being but an ear, and I in silence, some strange race, wrecked, solitary, here. And then a plank and reason broke, and I dropped down and hit a world at every plunge, and finished knowing then.
An alarm clock sounds. Elizabeth looks back at the window, at the Empire State Building briefly. She composes herself, getting down from the table and going towards her bedroom again. Scene 3. At Rise, a brand new day. Helen enters, crossing over to Elizabeth's room.
Bess, baby, get up. You're gonna be late. Bess, there's breakfast all set in the kitchen for you. I made some coffee too.
Helen opens Elizabeth's bedroom door to check on her.
Bess?
She realizes that Elizabeth is still asleep, relieved, but she gives up. She closes the door. Helen begins tidying up the living room, mumbling to herself.
I swear that girl sometimes gonna be late if she don't wake up. She ain't gotta wake up, but watch. She gonna fool around and be late, and then people going to fire her.
Elizabeth appears in a robe, fresh out of bed, and says nothing. Helen is startled when she sees Elizabeth.
Oh, good morning, baby.
Morning.
How'd you sleep?
Good. And yourself?
I slept all right, but enough talking. You gonna be late, Beth.
I go into the office a little later today.
Oh, well, why didn't you say something? I wouldn't have been bothering you.
I must have forgotten, but it's all right. I needed to get up anyway. So then people are gonna fire me, huh?
So you heard your mama and didn't respond?
I was trying to go back to sleep, but I heard you mumbling. And not to mention you went and opened my door.
Ain't you a nosy little thing?
Nosy? You came into my room, and it's not my fault you can't talk quietly.
Can too.
Mama, I have never heard you whisper. You have been yelling my entire life.
I don't need to whisper, girl. What I got to whisper for? But I'm going to show you. I'm going to prove it to you right now.
By all means, go ahead.
See, I don't know what you're going on about. I can talk quiet.
Oh, Mama, that was as awful as I expected it to be.
Girl, if you don't go on and eat some breakfast before it gets cold.
I will, but I need coffee first.
Elizabeth disappears into the kitchen.
How come you going in late anyways?
Elizabeth enters with a mug, chewing as if she stole a bite of something while in the kitchen.
I finished the records early yesterday, but I might go in a little early still. I'm trying to make a good impression with Mr. Donaldson.
Still trying to get him to hire you on as an accountant.
I think I've got a real shot at it too. I'm faster and more efficient than the other bookkeepers, and there are talks of a new position opening up soon, but there's just one problem.
Well, what is it?
A woman accountant at Kitab Engraving Company? It's unheard of.
Be the first.
You make it sound so simple, Mama.
Baby, it's 1946, not 1846. Things are changing for people who look like you. And you won't be married for another couple of months. If you want it, do it.
Helen gives Elizabeth a motherly touch.
If I got faith in anybody, I got faith in you.
Elizabeth smiles, taking her mother's hand and kissing it.
Why does it seem like you always know just the right thing to say?
Baby girl, I'm old, and I done seen some things. Keep on waking up and you gonna figure out what the right things to say too.
What would I do without you?
Starve. And apparently I haven't been feeding you enough. You need to put some weight on them bones.
Helen playfully pokes at Elizabeth's side.
Oh, leave me alone.
Only if you eat something.
I'm going to start getting ready. I'll eat then, okay?
Okay.
Okay, good.
Love you best.
I love you too. Oh, and thank you.
Elizabeth disappears into her room. Helen begins singing and dancing to herself again until there's a knock off stage. Helen exits to answer it, returning to the living room with Barry, who has flowers in hand.
Miss Elizabeth should be out shortly, Mr. Barry.
Thank you, Helen.
Have a seat.
Oh, no, that's all right. I can't stay too long and I might fall asleep if I sit. I just wanted to surprise Eliza before I go back to Pennsylvania. I stopped by the office, but she wasn't there. Figured I'd at least try here before heading to the station.
Well, lucky for you, she's here.
Lucky for me, indeed.
There's a long, awkward pause. They have nothing in common to discuss.
Those are some beautiful flowers, Mr. Barry.
Why, thank you, Helen. My father always buys my mother flowers. Ever since the war ended, my brother's fiancé always gets flowers. Figured I'd give it a try.
That is very kind of you. I think Miss Elizabeth will love them.
Thank you.
There's another long and awkward pause.
So you've been all right?
Yes, ma'am. I've been all right. Just working with my father and coming up to New York when I can. How about yourself?
Oh, just trying to make Miss Elizabeth's life easier day after day.
I thank you for that.
She's got a wedding coming. If she's going to be worried about anything, it's that.
I tell you, Helen, I can't wait.
I've been working on her dress and it's coming along something nice. So nice. Try not to shed a tear when you see her coming down the aisle.
She's so breathtaking already, I can't even imagine it.
Y'all gonna make some beautiful babies.
I sure hope so. It's just a shame that her parents aren't alive to see it.
Elizabeth enters in her work clothes, somewhat disappointed to see Barry.
Barry, darling, what are you doing here?
I was in the city, and I wanted to stop by and see you before I went back to Easton.
Are those for me?
I wouldn't dream of giving them to anyone else.
Oh, Barry, they're beautiful.
Only the most beautiful flowers I could find for the most beautiful girl I know.
You shouldn't have. Thank you, darling, really.
She takes the flowers from him, kissing him on the cheek.
Will you put these in some water for me, Helen? Oh, and did you offer Barry some coffee?
No, Miss Elizabeth, my apologies. Mr. Barry, would you like some coffee?
I'm good, thank you, Helen.
Helen exits. Barry pulls Elizabeth closer to her, kissing her abruptly. Elizabeth pulls away.
Barry, please. Helen might come back and see.
Barry twirls Elizabeth, pulling her back to him again.
I say let her see. I'm sure it's a bore staying in this apartment working for you. It's the most entertainment she'll have all day.
Helen has plenty of entertainment, thank you.
I don't know.
Barry goes to kiss Elizabeth again, but she puts her hands over his mouth.
How long have you been in town?
She lowers her hands.
Only an hour or so.
And how long are you in town for?
Another 30 minutes or so.
Must you go so soon?
I'll be back in a few days.
Elizabeth jokingly collapses against Barry.
A few days? It might as well be a lifetime.
Don't think of it that way, sweetheart.
Barry kisses her again, lifting her off of her feet.
Barry, careful. Your leg.
Oh, it's all right, Eliza.
Barry Rhodes, what has gotten into you this morning?
I missed you.
You missed me?
I always do. So much sometimes I can't stand it.
You're a madman, Barry Rhodes.
Only for you, sweetheart.
I guess that makes me the luckiest girl in the world. I just wish you didn't have to go so soon.
I'd drop everything and stay right here if I could.
Then why don't you?
My father has a few radios he has to fix in a hurry, and I promised to give him a hand.
What about your brother? Robert can help him.
You know that's my job.
I'm sure your father wouldn't mind if you break this one promise.
I'm a man of my word, Eliza.
And that is why I love you.
And I love you because, well, where do I even begin?
You love me so much. You've been in Manhattan for an hour or so, and I'm just now seeing you for what? 5 minutes?
I didn't want to wake you.
Well, I guess that doesn't matter much because soon enough.
Barry places a loving hand on her cheek.
You'll be waking up in my arms every morning as Mrs. Bartholomew Rhodes.
He goes to kiss her again, but is interrupted by Helen re-entering. They break apart quickly.
Hope I wasn't interrupting nothing.
No, Helen, nothing at all.
Mr. Barry, would you like to stay for breakfast?
I actually need to get going. Thank you, Helen.
Don't work yourself too much, Mr. Barry. Miss Elizabeth is still looking forward to that husband you promised her.
I won't. Goodbye.
I'll walk you to the door, darling.
They exit together. Helen waits until they're gone to follow after them, stopping at the door and pressing her ear against it in hopes of overhearing something. Elizabeth re-enters, dropping the loving act.
Them flowers are something beautiful.
What was that?
What was what?
Miss Elizabeth is still looking forward to that husband you promised her.
I was listening in the kitchen, and the two of you just seemed so happy.
It wasn't your place.
What? I adore Barry. The mood is just so contagious.
If you love that white man so much, maybe you should be the one to marry him.
She gathers her things before storming off.
Bess, where are you going?
To work.
But you said you're going in later.
Changed my mind. I'm going now.
Well, what about breakfast?
I'll pick something up along the way.
Bess, stop. Hold on. What's the matter?
What do you think?
Is it about what I said?
We were having a good morning before Barry got here. Just the two of us. When was the last time that happened? When was the last time that we had a pleasant morning, one where we're not walking around each other on eggshells?
It still could be, Bess.
I don't like to play make-believe in my own home this early in the morning, so forgive me if I think that the morning is ruined.
She exits. Helen notices Elizabeth left her scarf. She picks it up, going after her daughter.
Bess, wait. Miss Elizabeth, you forgot your scarf.
Scene 4. At Rise. Evening. The sun is setting in the background. The apartment is quiet and empty. Elizabeth, in loungewear, enters from the kitchen with a cup of tea and a book tucked under her arm. She goes over to the record player, placing the needle down on Laughing on the Outside by Andy Russell. She appears to be in a good mood. Elizabeth, singing along and swaying, resembles Helen.
The crowd sees me out dancing, carefree and romancing, happy with my someone new. I'm laughing on the outside, crying on the inside, 'cause I'm still in love with you. They see me night and daytime, having such a gay time. They don't know what I go through.
She sits on the couch, begins to read Sappho, a new translation of complete works, as she hums to herself and sips her tea. There's rustling coming from the kitchen. She's hesitant.
Hello? Who's there?
Delilah storms in and Elizabeth relaxes.
God, Delilah, you scared me. I didn't realize you still had a spare key. Delilah?
Delilah stops the record player and marches back over to face Elizabeth. She's pissed.
Tell me it isn't true.
Tell you what isn't true.
Tell me you're not engaged to Barry.
Delilah,
Oh my God. Why didn't you tell me? Why didn't you say anything?
I didn't know what to say.
Maybe try starting with, Barry asked me to be his wife and I said yes. Oh, and by the way, I didn't have the decency to tell you. Sorry, I had to find out from my mother on the street.
I asked her not to tell you. I wanted to tell you myself.
Is that supposed to make me feel better, Elizabeth? When were you planning on telling me? After you got married?
I don't know.
You don't know.
No, I don't.
I don't believe you because you always know.
What was I supposed to say, Delilah?
Something. Anything. When did it happen?
Do you remember the night after I came home, after Barry and I had seen Anchors Away?
It's been that long? That was weeks ago, maybe even a month ago, Elizabeth.
I'm sorry.
Is that why you were being so cold towards me? You made me feel like I did something wrong.
I'm sorry.
Why didn't you just tell me then?
I'm sorry, okay? I'm sorry. I didn't tell you right then and there because I didn't know if I could bear the thought of telling you in front of my mother. I wanted to tell you and it was just the two of us alone and I'm sorry.
Right. You're sorry.
Delilah turns to exit, but Elizabeth hops up from the couch and stops her.
Delilah. Please, don't go, please.
Ellie,
Please.
Elizabeth reaches for Delilah's hand, their fingers intertwining.
How could I tell you that I'm going to be someone's wife? How could I do that to you?
You didn't have to say yes.
I didn't have much of a choice.
Yes, you did.
No, I did not.
Do you love him? Are you in love with him?
Is there a difference?
Yes.
Well, does it matter?
Yes.
No.
No.
Are you really going to make me say it?
I don't know what you're talking about.
You're ridiculous. You're going to make a great psychologist one day, I swear. And wipe that smile off of your face. I'm not saying it.
No. Go on.
I'm not in love with Barry.
What was that? I didn't quite hear you.
I'm not in love with Barry.
Oh, one more time. I'm not sure I heard you correctly.
I'm not in love with Barry. Happy?
Are you?
Will you stay with me? My mother won't be home for another couple of hours.
I thought you liked your alone time.
Yes, but I like alone time with you even more.
Delilah allows herself to be pulled along as Elizabeth brings her over to the couch. They sit as a couple would, close and intimate.
We do have to talk about it, you know.
I know.
So are you going to talk?
What do you want to know? Ask away.
When's the wedding?
Saturday, June 14th, maybe. We haven't come to a final decision on the date.
Makes sense.
Why is that?
You love the summer.
Do you forgive me?
No,
Please?
never.
Elizabeth leans over and gives Delilah a playful kiss.
How about now?
Maybe.
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 Okay then, Miss Maybe.
Elizabeth kisses Delilah again.
No. We have to talk, Ellie.
Fine, talk.
So what happens to us?
Nothing. Nothing happens to us.
We both know that's not true.
Okay, well, I don't want anything to happen.
I'm afraid it's not about what you want.
I want you.
Then why did you say yes?
Because I had to.
I need a drink. Your mama still keep that gin in the cabinet?
Just behind the flower where she thinks no one will see it.
Want any?
You know I don't drink. I never had a taste for it.
Delilah disappears into the kitchen.
Right. I forgot.
That stuff isn't any good for me anyway.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear about that accounting job.
Jesus! What didn't my mother tell you?
Well, Miss Helen is the one I need to be going to, apparently, since you don't tell me anything anymore.
There's just been too much on my mind.
Are you all right?
Yeah, I'm all right. I won't be there much longer anyway with Barry and all, so.
Right. What was that you were listening to when I came in?
Oh, you mean the music that you so rudely turned off?
Yes, the music I so rudely turned off.
Laughing on the Outside. It's by Andy Russell.
Who's that?
A singer.
Are you always this sweet? Or are you just this way with me?
How do you think I ended up being someone's bride-to-be?
What did you say the name of that song was again?
Laughing on the Outside.
Is that what those white folks got you listening to?
What? It's a good song.
Mm-hmm.
It is.
You don't get down to Harlem much, do you?
You know I don't.
And why not?
You know that too.
Well, you're black, aren't you?
Yes, but it's
There
not
are no
that
buts, Ellie.
I don't really think that I'll fit in.
Well, Miss Helen met your daddy in Harlem, didn't she?
So I've been told.
So clearly he was white. It doesn't matter. Harlem isn't like your Manhattan or wherever the hell Barry's from.
Easton, Pennsylvania.
Anyway, Harlem is different. You like music. You would love it.
Maybe.
Who's Miss Maybe now?
Hush.
Delilah picks up Elizabeth's book.
What are you reading anyway?
Why? Are you going to poke fun at that too?
I might.
It's a collection of Sappho poems. Found it at an estate sale when I was in Easton. You know, I don't think the person realized just how much it was worth. I nearly got it for free.
Delilah flips through the pages.
Will you read to me?
Delilah nods and downs the rest of her drink.
Okay. Ready?
She opens her arms for Elizabeth. She lies down with her head on Delilah's lap. Delilah resumes flipping through the pages.
Let's see. Glittering-minded, deathless Aphrodite. I beg you, Zeus's daughter, weaver of snares, don't shatter my heart with fierce pain, goddess. But come now, if I ever before you heard my voice far off and listened, and left your father's golden house and came.
Delilah starts running her fingers through Elizabeth's hair as she reads.
Yoking your chariot, lovely the swift sparrows that brought over black earth and wearing wings through midair, down the sky they came. And you, sacred one, smiling with deathless face, asking, what now, while I suffer? Why now? I cry out to you again.
Elizabeth makes herself more comfortable, her eyes shutting.
You know, I love it when you do that.
Do what?
Play with my hair.
Why do you think I do it? Now, where was I? Yes, okay. What now I desire above all in my mad heart? Whom now shall I persuade to admit you again to her love, Sappho? Who wrongs you now? If she runs now, she'll follow later. If she refuses gifts, she'll give them. If she loves not, now she'll soon love against her will.
I want to go to Harlem with you.
What changed your mind?
I want to go anywhere and everywhere with you.
Can I finish the poem now?
Yes, sorry.
So come to me now, then. Free me from aching care and win me all my heart longs to win. You. Be my friend.
Elizabeth is asleep. Delilah closes the book and lies down with Elizabeth still in her arms. Blackout. Scene 5 at Rise, nighttime. Elizabeth is dreaming again. And once again, the only light coming into the apartment is from the moon and the Empire State Building in the distance. Elizabeth and Delilah are still on the couch as in the previous scene. Elizabeth hops up with a sudden burst of energy and runs over to the window, gazing at the Empire State Building. Silently, Delilah sits up. Elizabeth speaks as if speaking to the Empire State Building.
The stars around the beautiful moon, hiding their glittering forms, whenever she shines full on earth. Silver, you came and I was mad for you, and you cooled my mind that burned with longing. Love is a cunning weaver of fantasies and fables.
Barry enters. She smiles at Barry and runs to greet him. Barry catches her, spinning her around. They laugh happily. He puts her down. He bows. Elizabeth curtsies.
The Empire State Building is located on 5th Avenue, between 33rd and 34th Street.
He's equal with the gods, that man.
Elizabeth and Barry begin to waltz around the space around Delilah as she recites.
Construction began with 3,000 workers building 4.5 floors per week.
Who sits across from you, face to face, close enough to sip your voice's sweetness.
Each time they pass the window, Elizabeth reaches out for the Empire State Building.
It was the tallest building in the world.
And what excites my mind? Your laughter, glittering. So when I see you for a moment, my voice goes.
Each time they get closer to Delilah, Elizabeth reaches for her, but never close enough to touch.
Couples can sometimes see sparks when they kiss due to the static electricity at the top of the building.
My tongue freezes. Fire, delicate fire. In the flesh, blind, stunned. The sound of thunder in my ears.
5 people died in the construction of the Empire State Building. and at least 30 people will jump off of it, falling to their deaths.
Shivering with sweat, cold, tremors over the skin. I turn the color of dead grass, and I'm an inch from dying.
Barry and Elizabeth in their dance, embracing in a hug. Like a prince presenting his princess, Barry brings Elizabeth back to the couch, to Delilah. Realizing she is even happier to see Delilah, Barry pulls Elizabeth back. Elizabeth tries to break his grip, but Barry pulls them closer together. They waltz faster and faster around the space led by Barry. Elizabeth reaches more desperately for the Empire State Building for Delilah. Elizabeth eventually kisses Barry with a touch of reassurance, stopping and calming him.
He's equal with the gods, that man, who sits across from you, face to face, close enough to sip your voice's sweetness.
When I kissed her goodbye, she was happy and as normal as any girl about to be married. She got on the 7 a.m. train for Penn Station. A few hours later, she was dead.
Carefully, while holding hands, Elizabeth leads Barry back over towards Delilah.
Shivering with sweat, cold, tremors over the skin. I turn the color of dead grass, and I'm an inch from dying.
Barry and Elizabeth embrace a final time. She waves goodbye to him as he exits. Elizabeth lies down again, her head on Delilah's lap. Scene 6 at Rise. Morning. Elizabeth wakes up to find Delilah sitting with her, combing her fingers through Elizabeth's hair. They're alone.
Good morning.
You stayed. Where's my mother?
She left about 15 minutes ago to run an errand.
She saw us, didn't she?
There wasn't much for her to see. You were asleep.
You know what I mean.
Don't worry, I took care of it.
How so?
I told her we were talking about the wedding and you got worked up and nervous, and I eventually got you to fall asleep. I didn't want to disturb you, so I just stayed.
And she believed you?
She said, "Oh, baby, I love how close y'all are. Y'all are nearly sisters, like the sister Bess never had."
She'd believe anything coming from you. You could tell her that the sky is green and Truman's the second coming, and she'd believe it. Me, on the other hand...
You don't give yourself or Miss Helen enough credit.
I give credit where credit is due.
Elizabeth tries to engage in a loving embrace.
I should get going.
What's the hurry?
There's an NAACP meeting that I'm going to be very late for if I don't leave right now.
I want to come.
Maybe you shouldn't.
Why not?
Ellie.
Because just last night, you were trying to get me out to Harlem, and now I'm not good enough? Oh, no, sorry. I mean, not black enough for your little meeting?
Ellie, relax. If I had more time, I would bring you with me. But I'm going to be late, and I have to go.
Okay. I'll go walk you out.
They walk together towards the kitchen.
Will you be back later?
Maybe.
Maybe.
They exit together. Elizabeth reappears alone. She's radiating love and happiness. She sways her way back to the couch, noticing a letter tucked into her book.
Well, Miss Delilah, what do we have here? Dearest Ellie. Dearest Ellie, I think my feelings for you are clear, and I would like to believe you feel the same. You stir such feelings in me I never would have expected in this lifetime. For that, I am grateful and forever indebted to you. A moment does not pass when I am not thinking of you. You fill every corner of my mind, every second, every minute, every hour, every day. So I write this letter to you while you sleep so beautifully and peacefully here beside me, because I feel in the time that we spoke about the matter of your engagement, I was not entirely truthful to you.
Elizabeth reads ahead, her face falling. She takes a seat.
Allow me to start by saying what's weighing heavily on my mind. These are words I've never muttered to a soul until now. I love you, Elizabeth Macy. Not only do I love you, I am in love with you. So much so I don't know what to do with myself. I can't imagine my world without you in it, because in truth, you are my world. I wish I could do with you all the things that happy couples do. How I long for people to know and see what we have is unimaginable, but so real. I want to hold your hand, to kiss you, to build a life together, all without fear. But I am satisfied for now with what we have in the shadows, because at least I have you. You said it yourself, you're not in love with Barry. I think it is impossible for you to be in love with him, because I know in my heart you're in love with me too. So I say this in all seriousness for your full consideration. If you want me in the same way I have always wanted you, you cannot marry Barry. Forever and always yours, Delilah.
Shocked, tears stream down Elizabeth's face, the letter trembling in her hand. Helen enters.
I was hoping you'd be up. Bess, baby, what kind of eggs? Bess, baby, what's wrong? Why are you crying?
I'm not crying.
Well, you're clearly upset. What's the matter?
Helen moves in to comfort her, and Elizabeth pushes her away.
Do not touch me. I'm not crying. I'm fine.
She hops up and goes off into her room, leaving the letter behind. Helen watches her daughter go before picking up the letter.
Dearest Ellie.
She reads the letter to herself, realizing what it is. Disappointed, but definitely not surprised. Helen looks up towards her daughter's door and sighs. She folds the letter neatly and puts it back into the book. Sighing, she goes back into the kitchen. Blackout in Act 1. We will be taking a 10-minute intermission. We'll be back at 7:40. Please, I ask that you keep donating if you are able to. Again, we are splitting tonight's proceeds between the Minnesota Freedom Fund, which is a bail fund for Minnesota protesters in Minnesota, and the other half of the proceeds will be going to the George Floyd Memorial Fund. My Cash App and my Venmo are in the description box below. So, thank you. Act 2, Scene 1. Setting. The same as in the previous act. There should be some indication that time has progressed since the last time we visited the space. At Rise, March 1947, Elizabeth stumbles in from the kitchen, liquor bottle in hand. She looks stunning, dressed in a bridesmaid's gown. She is drunk, but not in a lighthearted, good-natured kind of way. She's a mess, and she's angry. Important to note, she is not a drinker. Even this is out of character for her. She's breaking down. Elizabeth, bordering incoherent, stumbles around her apartment a moment before speaking.
What am I doing? I can't do this. I can't. I'm not doing this. I won't. Oh, Elizabeth, you look so beautiful in your bridesmaid's dress. 3 more months and that'll be you and Barry exchanging vows. No. No. God damn Barry, God damn his brother, and God damn his new wife. Oh. Elizabeth, there's no need to catch the bouquet. You already have your good luck. Leave some for the rest of us. Go to hell.
She begins to cry.
I don't want to be anyone's bridesmaid. Oh, Mama, I don't want to be anyone's bride. I can't do this. I'm not doing this. I won't. Oh, God, I can't do this anymore. What am I doing? Where's Delilah?
She stops crying, trying to compose herself when she notices a journal and pen sitting on the table.
Yes, that's it.
She sits down on the couch and begins to write.
To whom it may concern. No, to whom it may. No!
She rips it out and starts again.
Come on. Ugh. Think, Elizabeth. I, Elizabeth Frances Macy, write this note as my final goodbye. I cannot continue living on this way for any longer. A life that is not one's own is not a life at all. My life has never been mine, so I ask, have I ever been alive? What difference does it make if air fills my lungs? Does it matter if my heart continues to beat if I was never truly alive to begin with? God damn it!
She rips the paper out before taking a drink from the bottle as if taking a moment to think. She goes back to writing.
Dear Mama, I'm sorry. No, that sounds too much like the last one. Oh, why'd you have to throw those pills away?
She sighs and leaves the couch, taking the discarded papers and bottle with her to the fireplace. She's calmer now.
I hate this goddamn dress.
Elizabeth strips out of the dress, down to appropriate undergarments for the era. She tosses it into the fireplace along with the papers and douses them in alcohol. Taking the box of matches sitting on the mantel, she ignites the gown. She smiles fondly, watching the flame. He takes another drink and places the bottle on the mantel. Helen walks into the living room, startled to see Elizabeth there.
Oh, Lord, Beth. Baby, you scared me. I wasn't expecting you to be back till tomorrow. How was Barry's brother's wedding? What's his name again?
Elizabeth gets down on her knees and sits, unresponsive as she watches the fire.
Beth, baby. Why are you over there in your underwear? You gotta be cold if you're starting up a fire. What you burning? Because it sure don't smell like wood. Beth.
She goes over to the fireplace to see what Elizabeth has done.
Oh, Lord, Elizabeth.
Elizabeth remains unmoved while Helen rushes into the kitchen and comes back with a pot full of water, tossing it on the fire. Elizabeth comes to her senses, trying to stop her. They play a sort of tug of war with the pot.
Mama! Mama, stop! What are you doing?
Helen pulls Elizabeth up to her feet.
Why would you do that, Elizabeth? Why? That was a beautiful dress.
Elizabeth stops fighting.
I don't know.
You don't know.
I don't know. I don't know.
Elizabeth breaks down in her mother's arms.
Oh, Beth. You break my heart sometimes. I swear you do. How much have you had to drink, It's okay, baby. Come on.
I'm so sorry, Mama.
Shh. It's all right. You're all right.
Helen helps Elizabeth into her room. The smoke from the fireplace lingers. Scene 2, at Rise. Time has passed since the previous scene. The apartment should almost come off as bright and cheery, as if spring has finally settled over New York. Elizabeth is off stage, coming from the kitchen.
Go ahead. I'll be in there in a moment.
Barry enters with various journals and folders. He sits on the couch.
Do you think the coffee table will be big enough? I say the dining table would work much better.
Yes, but the lighting is so much better in the living room, darling.
Well, it is your place. I guess you would know best.
Elizabeth enters with more journals and folders.
What was that?
Nothing, sweetheart.
You know, darling, it's not good to start a marriage off with secrets.
How do you know? Have you been married before and I'm just finding out?
I'm sorry you had to find out this way.
So I guess you were lying when you said you were saving yourself for marriage?
Really, darling, there was no easy way to tell you.
Oh, so look who's starting our marriage out on a lie now.
Are you sure you still want to marry me?
Well, I love you. That's no lie, Elizabeth Rhodes. Not now, not ever.
Oh, you must have me mistaken. My name is not Elizabeth Rhodes.
Barry kisses her hand, the one with the engagement ring on it.
Soon, sweetheart.
I don't deserve you, Bartholomew Rhodes.
I would argue that you're everything I ever dreamed of. Not to mention how absolutely beautiful you looked in that bridesmaid dress. You really took my breath away.
We have work to do, darling.
Right, right. Gosh, why didn't we get my mother to do this?
Because your mother isn't the one getting married. We are. It is our wedding.
You know, Robert and Nancy had Nancy's mother and sister plan out the whole thing, and look how beautiful it turned out.
We are not Robert and Nancy, though your brother's wedding was beautiful.
So my original point still
It's
stands.
still invalid. Our wedding is going to be much smaller, and we are nearly done finishing it.
Yes, but don't you think it would be
Barry,
easy?
darling, let it go. Imagine how much more rewarding it will be knowing that we did it ourselves. Besides, don't turn our wedding into a competition with Robert, too.
I'm not turning this into a competition with Robert.
It just kind of feels that way ever since we went to their wedding.
Well, it isn't.
Barry, darling, I'm only going to say this once, and I need you to listen to me. You and Robert are too close for something that happened 3 years ago to get in the way. He got drafted for the war and fought, and you didn't. There is nothing that you can change about that.
She puts her hand on his leg.
You cannot go on feeling sorry for yourself, and you can't take it out on your only brother or let it get in the way of the relationship that you have with him.
Barry removes Elizabeth's hand from his leg.
I'm not feeling sorry for myself.
Then why are you upset right now?
I'm not, Elizabeth.
I, for one, am glad that you didn't go to war. Who knows what would have happened? Would we ever have met each other? And then where would we be?
Is that supposed to make it better?
Barry.
Like you said, we have work to do.
Don't be this way, darling.
I'm not being any sort of way.
Okay, Barry.
Elizabeth sifts through folders and journals.
So, are we guaranteed Trinity Episcopal Church on Saturday, June 14th?
Took care of it.
You know how much I love that church.
You haven't stopped talking about that red door since I first brought you to Easton.
And now we're getting married there. Isn't that so much better than getting married in your parents' backyard?
I'll admit that it is.
See what happens when we plan our own wedding.
Barry kisses her hand again.
Come on, save it for later. What else are we trying to work through right now?
Oh, I finally asked Mary Beth to be my maid of honor.
How long have you known her now?
Ever since I started working at Kitab about 2 years ago. She's my best friend. I wouldn't dream of asking anyone else.
I think it's perfect. I can hardly get a word in when you two are together.
You should have seen how excited she was. Baby blue, she said. You have to make the bride's dresses baby blue or periwinkle. Those really bring out the blue in my eyes. I told her, Mary Beth, this is my day, not yours. She's already telling me all this baby stuff that worked for her sister and what colors to pick out for the nursery. I told her, I'm too busy planning a wedding to think about a baby.
She tells me that she won't let me steal you away to Easton as if it's some sort of prison sentence.
Well, it is.
Hey, I thought you liked Easton.
I like Easton because I love you, darling.
Oh, no. Don't darling me.
Don't be that way, darling. I guess it goes without saying that Robert is going to be your best man.
So we have all of your bridesmaids and my groomsmen.
Looks like it.
The dress.
Helen is nearly done with it. She's quite the seamstress.
You're going to look so beautiful, Eliza.
Don't start, Barry.
Why not?
Because once you start, you can't stop.
I can't help it. You're already so beautiful as is, but imagine you in a beautiful gown, looking absolutely gorgeous, and we're surrounded by friends and family, and the sun's going to be shining so bright.
Barry, how do you know that it's not going to rain?
Because that day is going to be perfect. The sun is always out on perfect days.
Have you always been this romantic?
My mother says so, but let me finish. We're going to be standing there, you and I, and everybody's going to be looking at us, and I'm going to be looking at you. You know, I wish your folks were still alive so I could have done it the right way. I would have gone right up to your father and asked for his blessing, praying that he'd say yes.
Barry.
And your mother would have cried because her baby girl is getting married.
Barry, that is enough.
I'm sorry, Eliza. I didn't mean to upset you.
You are fine. You're fine. Let's just move on, okay? We do need to talk about Helen.
I don't think she should come.
Wait, Barry, why?
She would stick out, don't you think?
Barry, she's practically my mother. I want her at my wedding.
Our wedding. And I just think it'd be for the best if she didn't come, Eliza. I don't think she'd be very comfortable since there's no one else there who looks like her is all.
You don't know what Helen is and is not comfortable with.
Well, some of my family and our friends wouldn't be too keen on the idea.
What, that she's colored? I didn't know that you thought that way.
I don't. You're putting words in my mouth.
You could have fooled me.
Listen, Eliza, that's not what I meant.
Then tell me, what did you mean?
I just meant that I want our special day to be really about us. I don't want it to become a circus or controversial, and not because of Helen. I adore Helen, but some of my family don't think the way that you and I think. I don't want Helen to feel isolated.
I don't love the idea. In fact, I don't like it in the slightest. But I guess that you're right.
I'm sorry, Eliza. I really am.
Go on.
While we're talking about Helen, there's been something I've been wanting to talk to you about.
What is it, Barry?
When we're married, I think you should let go of Helen.
What do you mean, let go of Helen?
Sorry. Barry puts a comforting hand atop of Elizabeth's hand with good intention.
Do we really need her around when we're married?
Absolutely.
You're not listening.
I am.
Eliza, please think about it. I'm sure she misses her family. She's cared for you for so long, and now it's my turn to take care of you. I'm sure Helen's family misses her too. And if she's as good at sewing as you say she is, maybe she could take that on full time.
I'm not talking about this.
We have to talk about it.
Where is she supposed to go? She has been with me my entire life. All that we have is each other.
You have me now.
You know what I mean. Where is she supposed to go?
Helen is an adult woman, not a child. She will figure it out.
You really don't get it, do you?
What am I not getting?
She doesn't have the money to just leave. She took care of me for so long, and now I'm taking care of her.
She has a few more months to start saving whatever she can from sewing.
No, you don't understand.
Then tell me what I do not understand so I can understand. What is it?
Nothing. I don't want to talk about it anymore.
No, we have to. Did you really think Helen would be living in our house?
I hadn't thought about it.
Do you realize what kind of message that sends to everyone if we have someone who looks like Helen living with us and undoubtedly working for us? I don't want to look like some sort of slave master.
So what does it look like to you when you come into my apartment?
That's different, and you know it. She raised you, I get it, but you don't need to be raised anymore.
We're done with wedding planning.
She stands and starts gathering up all of the journals and folders.
Elizabeth, sweetheart, please.
We discussed all we need to.
Please.
I'll think about it, okay? Let's go to dinner like we planned.
Elizabeth walks off into the kitchen without giving him a chance to answer. Barry gets up and goes after her.
Oh, Elizabeth.
Scene 3, at Rise. It's nighttime. Elizabeth, in her usual nighttime garb with a robe, is standing at the window gazing at the Empire State Building. Barry is off stage.
Have you ever been to the Empire State Building?
Elizabeth's still at the window.
I'm afraid not, no.
It's really beautiful.
It is, isn't it? I remember when they were building it, and now look at it. Amazing. All this time, and I still haven't gone in.
It's the tallest building in the world, you know. You should try going up to the observation deck.
What's that?
Well, it's on the 86th floor, and I swear, you can see all of New York from up there. It really takes your breath away.
Wow. Really? All of New York?
Every borough.
Every borough, really?
Yes, ma'am. On a clear day, you can see New Jersey, Pennsylvania, Connecticut, and Massachusetts, too.
I don't believe you.
Well, maybe I'll take you up there and show you myself someday. I swear, it's almost like flying.
I'd like that very much. What did you say your name was again?
Bartholomew Rhodes, but please call me Barry. Bartholomew is a little formal, don't you think?
Barry Rhodes, right. I'm Elizabeth. Elizabeth Macy.
I wouldn't dare forget it.
You're not from around here, are you, Barry Rhodes?
What gave it away?
Sometimes a person can just tell.
I'm from Easton. It's in southeast Pennsylvania.
Oh, well, that's a shame.
Why's that?
I was really looking forward to our trip to the observation deck.
Well, it's only an hour or so train ride, and I'm always in the city. Just give me a time and place. Well, we already know the place, but just give me a time and I will be there.
Do I make you nervous, Barry Rhodes?
Yeah, very much so, ma'am, yes.
Does Friday at around sunset work for you?
I will see you Friday around sunset. Should I pick you up from your house?
Your Pennsylvania is showing.
My apologies. Shall we meet in front of the Empire State Building then?
Sounds perfect.
Whew. Okay, good.
Good. I look forward to seeing you again, Barry Rhodes.
Likewise.
Elizabeth sighs happily as the conversation between her and Barry, who remains off stage, comes to an end. Delilah comes entering into the space, disrupting the pleasant moment.
Elizabeth?
Elizabeth is shocked to see her. She looks at the Empire State Building, then back to Delilah, as if she's not sure what's happening.
Am I dreaming?
Are you dreaming? No, you're awake, right? Here with me.
Oh,
Are you okay?
it's been a while, hasn't it?
I guess it has.
How have you been, Delilah? I missed you.
I don't have time for small talk.
I never stopped thinking about you.
Elizabeth, please.
What? No Ellie tonight?
Is Miss Helen home?
No, just me.
Okay, good. We need to talk.
Okay, then go ahead.
I'm going to Spelman.
In Atlanta?
I applied and got in. I'm leaving New York.
When?
Beginning of May.
There's a brief moment of heartbreak that flashes across Elizabeth's face before she's able to compose herself.
So in about 3 weeks. Well, that's exciting. I am very happy for you, Delilah. Really, I am.
I want you to come with me.
I'm sorry, what?
Elizabeth, Ellie, I want you to come with me.
You can't be serious.
I've never been more serious in my entire life.
I'm marrying Barry.
You don't have to.
Yes, I do.
No, you don't.
No, yes, I do.
Why?
Because I promised him that I would.
Well, what does a promise mean when you used to fall into bed with me as often as you could when Miss Helen wasn't home?
Go to hell.
I'm already there.
What is that supposed to mean?
You just said you miss me and that you couldn't stop thinking about me. Whatever happened to, I go anywhere and everywhere with you.
I know, but it doesn't change the fact that everything you and I have is built on make-believe. Some fantasy. And you don't understand that.
Then make me understand, Elizabeth.
Do you think that we're going to live happily ever after, Delilah? You and me? Huh? Do you really? You didn't even think about that, did you? Because I did. After I read your letter, I thought long and hard. Do you know what they do to people like us? Did you even think about what they do to you? I can slip right under their noses, but you cannot. They wouldn't think twice about killing you and playing me off as some innocent little victim. What are we supposed to do? Play house in Atlanta and pray that no one catches on? Playing pretend with Barry is easy when no one suspects, but with you, I can't do that. So yes, I'm picking the safe way out, but at least it's that. Safe.
So that's it. You're really marrying him. After everything.
Yes. And it's going to be a beautiful wedding. And I'm moving to Easton. And we're going to live in a house. And Barry's going to take over his father's radio repair business. And I'm going to have kids. And we're going to be happy, or at least we're going to try, even if it kills me.
And you and I, we're done.
I can't imagine us working out if you're in Georgia and I'm in Pennsylvania.
Ellie, please, you're just afraid.
Do not tell me what I am. For the final time, I am going to be Mrs. Bartholomew Rhodes, and there is nothing that you can do to change my mind.
Well, I guess this is it then, isn't it?
Delilah turns to go, but Elizabeth runs over to her and stops her, grabbing her by the arm.
Delilah, you're still my best friend. And you'll always be my first love.
They look at each other for a few intense seconds. Delilah leans in to give her a kiss goodbye, and Elizabeth allows it. But it becomes mutually clear that this isn't simply a kiss goodbye. They kiss and then kiss again, a moment of pure passion and emotion spurring from it. Kissing still, they stumble their way to the couch. Elizabeth begins to undress Delilah, but nothing too revealing. In the midst of their moment, Helen walks in with a Barry, who has flowers in hand.
Elizabeth!
What the?
Elizabeth lets out a startled shriek. She pulls away from Delilah quickly, wide-eyed. She's been caught.
Oh my God! Oh my God! No! Barry, please.
She looks over at Helen, starting to panic.
I'm so sorry, Mama. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry.
Barry, unbelievably and uncharacteristically angry, goes over and grabs Elizabeth aggressively by the arm and pulls her up.
What the hell do you think you're doing?
Barry, you're hurting me.
Delilah pulls at Barry.
Take your hands off of her!
Barry shoves Delilah hard to the ground.
You stay out of this!
Helen
Go
goes
on now.
to Delilah, helping her to her feet.
Go home now. Get out of here. You already caused enough here tonight.
But Miss Helen,
I got this. Get out, or you're gonna make it worse.
Delilah exits. Elizabeth is pressed against the wall by Barry.
Barry, darling, please.
No! No, I do not. I can't even look at you right now. What are you? Why?
I don't know.
Barry, let her go. Just talk about it.
What the hell do you mean you don't know?
Barry lets go of her, flinching as if he might hit her.
Oh, wow.
Stop laughing.
What? Are you going to hit me, Barry Rhodes? Do it. I dare you. Go ahead. Hit me.
I just might.
Best baby, please don't do this.
It's okay, Mama. I'm not afraid of him. Go ahead, Barry.
Barry backs off of Elizabeth,
I wouldn't give you the satisfaction.
and he begins to walk away.
I bet your brother Robert would have. Oh, maybe that's why he got drafted for the war and you didn't. It has nothing to do with your leg, Barry. He's a man. He's not afraid of anything.
Barry stops and looks at her.
Who are you?
The woman you want to make your wife.
I've got to get out of here.
Shaking his head, Barry exits through the kitchen. Mother and daughter are alone now.
Why were you with him?
I was on my way home, running to him right as I was about to come up. He was here to surprise you.
You know I don't like surprises, Mama.
Well, you sure as hell full of them.
Well, isn't that ironic?
What have you done?
Helen turns to walk off towards the kitchen before Elizabeth has a chance to answer. Elizabeth waits until she's alone to look around the space as if looking at the mess she's just made. She doesn't cry. She smiles a little, as if a massive weight has been lifted off of her shoulders. Sighing, she turns towards her room, stopping to look at the Empire State Building.
Almost like flying.
She exits into her bedroom. Scene 4. At Rise. The wound of the previous scene is still fresh, though it's been weeks. Elizabeth and Barry walk into the living room hand in hand, but it's clear that things are very different between them. The friendly playfulness has been replaced by awkward tension. They sit together on the couch, not touching.
May I offer you something to drink? Water, coffee?
Where's Helen?
She's in here.
I'm good, thank you.
Okay. It's really good to see you. It feels like I haven't seen you in forever.
Not that long. It's only been about 2 weeks or so.
You know that that's forever to you and me.
Listen, Elizabeth, I came into the city because we need to talk
Okay?
about everything. That night, our wedding, or our whole
You know,
future.
if you want to call off the wedding, I completely understand.
What? No, I don't want to call off the wedding. That's the last thing I want to do.
Oh,
No, the reason I want to talk to you about this is because I still love you so much.
you still love me?
With all of my heart.
Then what is it?
I guess the real question is, do you still want to marry me?
Of course I still want to marry you. Nothing would make me happier.
You have no idea how relieved I am to hear that.
Darling, I can't wait to be your wife. I can't wait to leave this city and start a brand new life with you.
I've been thinking for a while, and I think I found something that might help us.
Anything. What is it?
Once we're married and we're settled in Easton, I think you should see someone. Maybe even stay for a little while at one of the Pennsylvania state hospitals. There's one right outside of Easton, and I've heard it's very good.
Wait. You want to institutionalize me?
If you really want to think of it that way, but
That's exactly what it is.
I think you should really see someone. It would help you get better.
I'm not crazy.
I never said you were crazy.
Then why try to put me in an institution, for God's sake, Barry?
Elizabeth, listen to me. So much about you has changed in the last few months. You started drinking excessively at that, sweetheart. And that situation with Delilah, that perversion, they can help you. Nancy had a cousin who was perverted with same-sex attraction, and they really helped her. In fact, they highly recommend this hospital.
I can't believe you're doing this to me.
I don't think you're sick, but I do think you're vulnerable. I think that's why it was so easy for Delilah to get inside your head and make you fall into temptation. And not to mention you called Helen your mama that night. I mean, look at you. You really think you're the daughter of a Negro? The two of you have nothing in common. This is why I wanted to get rid of Helen. You're too dependent on her, and now you're going into these delusions. Elizabeth, your mother has been dead for a long, long time.
I'm not crazy.
I just want my Eliza back. The one I fell in love with. I know she's still in there, and I'm doing this because I love you. I'm doing everything in my power to get her back.
What about me? What about what I want?
As your husband-to-be, I'm supposed to support you, to protect you. I'm doing this for you.
Wow. So gallant of you.
You're too far gone, and I don't expect you to understand in your delicate state.
Oh, do not patronize me.
I'm not trying to, really. I'm sorry.
Are you?
Think of it this way. We don't want to start the rest of our lives together on a rocky foundation, right? So we get you all fixed up and you'll come home and everything will be okay again. We'll be okay again. And I'll even come and visit you as much as possible. It'll all be okay.
How do you make it sound so simple?
Because it is.
Nothing ever is.
But it could be.
Barry checks his watch.
I've got to go if I want to make the train.
Why don't you catch a later one?
I prefer not to.
So you're just going to leave?
Barry stands to go.
I have to.
No, you don't.
What was that?
Nothing, just... I love you. Safe travels, darling.
I love you too, sweetheart.
Barry exits. Elizabeth remains on a couch for a second to gather herself.
I'll be damned. Almost like flying.
She gets up and goes through the kitchen, maybe locking the door behind Barry, off stage.
Almost like flying.
Scene 5, at Rise. Helen enters into the space from the kitchen. She has Elizabeth's wedding dress in hand with the intent to work on a few remaining details. It's different from her usual cheery mood. There's no music, no dancing. She works in silence. Elizabeth walks out of her bedroom, pausing when she sees her mother. They look at each other. Elizabeth is soft and humbled.
Good morning. Nothing? Still? Please, Mama. It's been 3 weeks and you're still not speaking to me. I miss talking to you. I miss hearing you sing. I can't stand the silence. I need you.
You ain't never needed me a day in your life, Elizabeth.
A girl always needs her mother.
Not you. No, indeed. You've been special that way.
I do need you.
But all of a sudden, now that everything's falling apart for you, you need me.
That's not true. I love you, Mama.
This ain't about love, Elizabeth.
Please, call me Bess.
No.
Why not?
Bess is for my daughter.
I am your daughter.
Then I don't know who you are anymore.
Funny. I've never known.
What?
Nothing.
No, what did you say?
I've never known who I was, so I think that it's funny that you think you know who I am.
That don't make no sense.
Because you haven't lived it.
Elizabeth, what are you talking about?
All I do is lie, Mama. It's the one thing that I'm good at.
It isn't true.
It isn't? Then why does Barry think that my parents are dead and you're the help? Why is the staff of Kitab all white? Or so they think. Why does Barry think that he's marrying a white woman?
Sounds like nothing but good things to me.
You being dead is a good thing?
If that means you got a man and a job that you love, then yes.
Do you remember when I was 8 years old? When we went to visit your sister in Mississippi? God, it was so hot that day. Hotter than any day I've ever experienced. Do you remember that?
What's this got to do with anything?
So you do remember.
Of course I remember.
So then you remember the restaurant and how I had to use the restroom.
Elizabeth, don't.
And you were going to take me into the colored restroom, but that white woman's talked to you. I'll never forget the look on her face. I'd never seen so much hatred and disgust. Do you remember what she said?
How could I forget?
Don't take that child in there. Are you this girl's mammy? And she took me by the hand and she brought me into the whites only restroom and you did nothing. Don't you ever let her take you in there, you hear me? You do not belong in there with those animals. That's what she said to me. I was so scared and I needed you and you did nothing.
What was I supposed to do, Elizabeth? Do you know what they would have done to me if I stopped that white woman?
It's not just that day, Mama. It's everything that has happened since then. What I thought was a mistake, you turned into an opportunity.
Everything I've ever done has been for you. My whole life has been devoted to you. You think it's easy trying to carry on knowing our relationship ain't been right since?
Whose fault is that?
Mine. Because I don't want my only daughter growing up seeing the things, the struggles, the heartache I had to see. You are born with a gift that allows you to actually do something with your life. Because, baby, looking like me in this country ain't never done me or nobody I know any good.
The decision should have been mine to make.
And it was mine to protect you.
But at what cost? My relationships? My sanity? My identity?
You're a little too old now to be confused.
Don't tell me what I am.
So you want to be black?
I am black.
You want to live like you black?
More than you'll ever know. At least then I'd feel like I belong somewhere. But I guess it's too late for that.
You belong somewhere. You belong at Kid Tab. You belong with Barry. You belong in a world that accepts you. You'd have nothing but fear if you were any shade darker.
I belong with Barry? Did you know Barry wants to put me in an institution after we get married? Of course you wouldn't. Why would you?
Maybe it ain't such a bad idea.
So you finally think I'm crazy too?
Maybe if I had let you go, we wouldn't be here.
Maybe if you had just let me die in that bathtub, we wouldn't be here.
Baby, don't say that.
Isn't it true? There'd be no Barry, no broken hearts. Delilah would be nothing more than a friend and a curiosity.
You and Delilah.
What about us?
When I found that letter,
Oh, so you did read it. I always wondered.
I was hoping it wasn't true. That Delilah was hooked on you. And you didn't feel anything at all. That she was the sick one, not you. Clearly I was wrong. You both need help.
Delilah isn't sick.
Well, she ain't right.
How can you say that? How can you do that?
Do what?
Just cut her out of your life like that. She was more of a daughter to you than I ever was.
Well, she ain't. You're my daughter, Elizabeth. I'm responsible for you.
Why aren't you mad at me?
I'm tired, Elizabeth. You wear me out.
Yeah? Well, I wish you were too tired to lie down and open your legs to Vincent 23 years ago. Does my father even know about me?
Helen instinctively slaps Elizabeth across the face.
Until I get my best back, I don't want to speak to you again.
Helen exits through the kitchen, front door slamming shut. Elizabeth attempts to go after her.
Wait, Mama! I'm so sorry. I didn't...
She stops, feeling lost and angry with herself.
I didn't mean that. God damn it, Elizabeth. I didn't mean it. I didn't mean it.
She stands alone for a moment, taking it in that she is now completely abandoned and alone. Elizabeth goes over to the window, looking at the Empire State Building. She nods before exiting into her room. Scene 6, at Rise. May 1st, 1947. The living room is empty and eerily quiet. The Empire State Building's presence is somehow stronger. Elizabeth enters the living room in a red jacket and skirt set, a blouse, pantyhose, pearls, heels, white gloves, a white scarf, and red lipstick. She's also wearing a gray cloth coat. With her, she has a little brown makeup bag and a black pocketbook. She places the bags carefully on the table and pulls out a neatly folded letter from her pocketbook.
May 1st, 1947. I don't want anyone in or out of my family to see any part of me. Could you destroy my body by cremation?
Delilah enters.
I beg of you and my family, don't have any service for me or remembrance for me.
Barry enters.
My fiancé asked me to marry him. I don't think I would make a good wife for anybody. He is much better off without me.
Helen enters.
Tell my father I have too many of my mother's tendencies.
Elizabeth smiles, pleased with herself. The other characters file off stage just before she turns to look at them. Figuring she's been alone, she shrugs. She gathers her things and heads for the kitchen door, stopping to look back at the Empire State Building for the last time.
Almost like flying.
Elizabeth exits, blew out. A few seconds later, there's a loud crash, the sound of metal bending as if someone jumped from a building and landed on a car, followed by some gasps and screams, then silence. A white scarf floats down from above and lands gracefully on the set. The light of the Empire State Building finally dims. Blackout. End of play. Nice.